Om. स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Master. As Radha advanced towards Krishna, she could smell more and more of sweet fragrance of his body. The nearer you approach God, the more you feel his love. As river approaches the ocean, it increasingly feels the flow of the tides. How, as we go towards God, the worldliness falls off from us and we open and expand in the spiritual world. The less we are body, the more we are spiritual. We have two existences, bodily existence and spiritual existence. If we love God, we withdraw ourselves in loving God from the bodily existence, and more we remain oriented and in tune with the divine. The more I love God, I will be less body. The less body I am, I love God more. The intimacy goes on increasing as I move away from the world and away from the body. That is what Sri Ramakrishna is intending to tell us. The nearer you approach God, the more you feel his love. As the river approaches the ocean, it increasingly feels the flow of the tides. The Jnani experiences God consciousness within himself. The Jnani is one who looks upon the world as unreal, and his self and the transcendental reality as the true and eternal. This is passing events of life, passing show of the world. Beyond is unchanging, eternal ocean of bliss absolute. So Jnani experiences God consciousness within himself. Bhakta experiences God consciousness in the objective form of God. The Jnani experiences God consciousness within himself. It is like upper Ganges flowing in only one direction. Because as the Ganges leaves the mountains and starts flowing towards the plain, it is not in touch with the ocean. Far off is the ocean. Any amount of the high tides that comes in the ocean cannot flow into the river to that extent. But as the river starts coming down closer to the ocean, it starts experiencing the high tide in the ocean flowing into the river. Usually river flows, this is low tide. When low tide is, the water of the river flows into the ocean. But when ocean is at a higher level because of the high tides, water from the ocean starts flowing backward into the river. But it cannot extend very long. maybe 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, beyond that. But the higher Ganges is far, far away, hundreds of kilometers away. The intention is, as we are far away, we don't feel the living presence of God. We are not able to feel, we are not even able to understand or experiences or keep in remote awareness the existence of God, because we, as bodily existence, with all the duties and responsibilities of the world, attachments and aversions to the world, we remain far off from God. So we don't feel or experience His presence. But as we spiritually grow and go closer and closer to God, because of our spiritual evolution, then we start feeling His living presence. Finally, we experience Him directly, the Sakshatkara. To him, the whole universe is illusory like a dream to Jnani. He is always established in the reality of the self. Atman alone abides, Atman alone exists, all else is just a play. But with the lover of God, the case is different. His feeling does not flow in only one direction. He feels both the ebb tide and the flood tide and the divine emotions. He laughs and weeps, dances and signs in the ecstasy of God, sings in the ecstasy of God. He laughs and weeps, dances and sings in the ecstasy of God. Hashe kande nache gai. The Jnani's attitude is, Jnani's is subjective, God is subjective. In the case of devotee, God is objective. He is a devotee and God is all in all. The lover of God likes to sport with Him. In the ocean of God consciousness, he sometimes swims, sometimes goes down, and sometimes rises to the surface like pieces of ice in the water. Laughter, all laugh at it. The ice pieces are in such a way, suppose a wooden piece is there in water, it flows above the water. Maybe a small part may be sinking in water, but when ice floats, it is totally under the water surface. It is not above the water surface. Ice is always, but it is touching the surface. And when wind comes or some flow comes, you see them entering below, playing as if, and coming up and floating again. Sometimes because of the buoyancy, the coming force, it may project outside the surface of the water also. The Jnani seeks to realize Brahman, but the ideal of the Bhakta is the personal God. Brahman is absolute, Nirguna Nirakara, and Bhakta is personal God, Saguna Sakara, with name and forms and qualities. There it is, without name, without qualities, and without any attributes and form. God is endowed with omnipotence and with 6 treasures. Bhagavan, the possessor of 6 treasures. Omnipotence. He is all capable. Omnipotence, omnipresence, that is omnipresent. He is everywhere, he is all capable and omniscient. He knows everything. Sampurna Jnana he has got. And then omni compassion also. He is full of compassion for the jivas. Yet, Brahman and Shakti are in fact not different. Here Sri Ramakrishna, Shakti manifests as universe, the energy, the Chaitanya, the ocean of Chaitanya, Satchidananda, its power. Consciousness is there means consciousness has power, and this power is threefold. One is Ichcha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti. Power of cognition, power of action, power of volition. So these three powers are there always wherever there is consciousness, be it in an ant, be it in a devata, be it in a demon, anywhere in any way. If there is a consciousness, there is a power with it always. The consciousness and its power go together. Just like me, I and my power, I can see, I can talk, I can move. They are not different from each other. When I sleep, all these powers of mine with which I move about, talk, understand, explain, all these go back into my own existence. Chit Shakti becomes Chaitanya, merges in Chaitanya, the consciousness. The power of consciousness merges in the consciousness. So they are not different. They are different aspects of the same reality. Yet Brahman and Shakti are in fact not different. That which is blissful mother is again existence, knowledge, bliss as absolute. That which is Anandamayima, blissful mother, and same is the Satchidananda Sagara, blissful Anandamayi Ma and Satchidananda Sagara. They are like gem and its luster. Any gem, how it shines, diamond shining, multiple reflections within itself. A ray of light goes means it turns round and round within itself because of the fine polished surfaces, and it starts shining from within. It is like the gem and its luster. When one speaks of luster of gem, one thinks of gem. And again, when one speaks of gem, one refers to its luster. One cannot conceive of the luster of gem without thinking of gem, and cannot conceive of gem without thinking of its luster, shining. Existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute, Sat Chit Ananda is one and one only. Because there cannot be duality, there is no differences, there is no multiplicity, there is one ocean of bliss absolute, homogeneous existence, one only. But it is associated with different limiting adjuncts on account of different degree of its manifestation. That is why one finds various forms of God. The devotee sings, O Divine Mother, thou art all this. Wherever you see actions like creation, preservation, and dissolution, there is manifestation of Shakti. The existence, that is Satchidananda, but associated with the limiting adjuncts. Limiting adjuncts means upadhis. Upadhi. Now, I am a human being, and I have the, now identity I have kept as I am a sannyasi. The sannyasatva is a limiting adjunct. It is a upadhi. A brahmachari is a brahmachari when we say it is an upadhi. Upadhi is limiting adjunct. It shows he is that and nothing else. Gives a particular identity. Doctor, a person is a doctor, doctor is a upadhi. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, all this, his nationality, Indian, American, all these are upadhis, limiting adjuncts. That is, giving an identity to him, negating all others. When I say he is an Indian, it immediately wards off the rest of things. So this is called limiting adjunct. And limiting adjunct is limiting because if it's, why do we say limiting adjunct? Adjunct, when we say upadhi, it is not a part of its existence. Being a doctor or a sannyasi is not a part of his existence. It is just a adjunct standing by the side and limiting it. Now, a stick is here, another bigger stick I keep by the side. I have not touched that stick, but immediately we say it is small stick and big stick. Now, without touching the same stick, I keep a smaller stick by the side, then this stick becomes a bigger stick and the side which is kept becomes smaller. By the side of smaller, a stick looks larger, and by the side of larger, the same stick looks smaller. The smallness and bigness is not its own nature, or it's adjunct by the side what is there, it is showing it to be that. So it's what is surrounding it, what is limiting adjunct is not a part of it, but makes it appear so. Now there is a crystal. A crystal is a pure shining crystal. I keep a red flower by the side. It starts looking red. I have not touched or done anything with the crystal. Just by the side I have kept a flower, red flower, and it starts looking red. If I keep a blue flower, it starts looking blue. I have not touched or done anything. There is no transformation in the object. But this, what is sitting by the side, is limiting it to be so. This is called limiting adjunct, upadhi. Because of the upadhi, same God is appearing as with form, various forms, because of the upadhi, limiting adjunct. A person, we call him Prime Minister, Chief Minister, or a doctor. All these are upadhis making. He is, after all, only one. He is a human being. The reality is he is human being. All other things, epithets that we give to any person is only a limiting adjunct. It is only a upadhi. Because of the upadhi, limiting adjunct, it takes different forms. It is like water. Water takes the form of the container. In one container which is like Krishna, the water you put inside takes the form of Krishna. Same water you put another container which is of the form of Rama, it takes the form of Rama. The water has taken that form because of the limiting adjunct. The same Chaitanya is there, in all aspects of God, but appears to be different. So, devotee sings. That's why one finds various forms of God. The devotee sings, O my mother, divine mother, thou art all these. Just like I keep one Rama cup and one Krishna cup glass and pour the same milk. This milk has taken the Rama's form, Krishna's form. When he sees the milk, oh milk, you have taken so many forms. The milk has taken different forms because of the limiting adjunct, upadhi. Upadhi bhede, chaitanya bhed. The differences in the container, the content is same, the container has different shapes. All these are, you are that, you are all these forms. A devotee says, all the forms are you yourself, mother. Here you are appearing as Rama, here you are appearing as Krishna. Here you are appearing as Durga, there you are appearing as Shiva. All that, thou art all these. Wherever you see actions like creation, preservation, dissolution, Srishti Sthiti Pralaya, there is manifestation of Shakti. Shakti, movement of any type, anywhere is there, it is Shakti. Water is water, whether it is calm or full of waves and bubbles. When the water is turbulent, then also it is water. Ocean is turbulent, then ocean or water is calm, then also it is water. When it is calm and unmoved, we call it Brahman. When it is moving, we call it Shakti. Power has manifested, it is power, Shakti. The Absolute alone is the primordial energy, Moola Prakriti. The Brahman itself is the Moola Prakriti, primordial energy, which creates, preserves, and destroys. The whole thing. The primordial energy is Prakriti. Prakriti is manifesting as universe and all beings, and again it is winding up and going back and becoming one with the Chaitanya. It is manifesting, it is dissolving back. Creates, preserves, and destroys. Thus, it is the same captain, whether he remains inactive or performs his worship or pays a visit to the Governor General. Only we designate him by his different names at different times. Sri Ramakrishna is speaking to captain, and he is telling, when we say captain, it is a same person. If you are when captain is in doing worship to God, then also is captain. When he is doing his office work, then also is captain. He is meeting his officer, then also. Only we designate him by different names at different times. Captain, yes sir, that is so. Master, I said those words to Keshav Sen. Captain, Keshav is not an orthodox Hindu. He adopts manners and customs according to his own whim. He is a well-to-do gentleman and not a holy man. Master to the other devotees. Captain is telling about the Keshav. Keshav is not an orthodox Hindu because he has formulated his own formulas, certain formulas, which they want to bring about a transformation in the society by removing all the complaints or the things that people have pointed out as wrong, not because of their wisdom, because of their ignorance. Now, idol worship. It is idol is a stone, why are you worshipping? So, these are the Hindu way of life where how can I reach the ultimate goal? Now, when I tell someone You are speaking to mobile and not a person. But the person who is speaking, he is understanding I am speaking. But another person who is seeing him, he is seeing not that person whom he is talking to or thinking of him. He is that person to whom I am speaking over the mobile. He is not seen at all. But I am speaking in and through that mobile to him. Nobody, no observer can find out to whom I am speaking to. Yeah, I am speaking to mobile alone. That alone is visible. Like that I am speaking to Murti alone, an image alone, a Vigraha alone. There is I don't see any God, I see a stone, I see a mobile, I don't see any person is talking to mobile. No, he is talking to a person in and through that mobile. The Bhakta devotee is worshipping God in and through the image. He is not worshipping image, he is worshipping God in image. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.